Are you new to Montgomery County or a long-timer who grew up here? Whatever your status, you won't want to miss the upcoming episode of The Park Show. It's the Resident's Guide to Montgomery Parks, full of great information, everything you need to know to get the most, the best, the wildest out of your local parks. Hi, I'm Kelly Holsendorf, host of The Park Show. Did you know that Montgomery County Department of Parks manages more than 34,000 acres of parkland? From wilderness areas to urban pocket parks, from huge regional parks to charming historic sites, the parks cater to the diverse population of Montgomery County, Maryland. In today's show, we'll not only give you some great park picks, but we'll meet some of the people who help manage the system, all in an effort to educate you about what your county parks have to offer.
Now, Josiah Henson.
The Montgomery County Department of Parks is part of the Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission, or MNCPPC. But what does it do? Why was it created? Well, let's begin with a little history. After World War I, Montgomery County experienced a growth spurt. In 1920, our population was 35,000. 10 years later, it increased to nearly 50,000. Pressure was on the county's government to expand services, provide clean water, garbage collection, street construction, police and fire protection, and building code regulations. So in 1927, the Maryland General Assembly formed the Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission. MNCPPC was set up to guide the development of both Montgomery and Prince George's counties. In 1932, a plan for regional parks was adopted into the mix. Today, with nearly 1 million residents living in Montgomery County, our green space is more important than ever. The Department of Parks manages 400 parks, and they come in every shape and size. There are pocket parks like this one in Bethesda, medium-sized parks like this one in Wheaton, and huge regional parks like this one in Boyd's.
Look at that beautiful dragonfly right there.
Then there's the trail system, more than 200 miles of it. And of course, nature centers and public gardens, ice rinks and historic sites, baseball fields, tennis courts, boating lakes, a carousel. We even have parks just for dogs. Enough standing around. Let's go see for ourselves. First stop, Rock Creek Regional Park in Rockville. This is an example of one of the huge regional parks I was telling you about. It's more than 1,800 acres, has 2 lakes for boating and fishing, playgrounds, an active nature center, and the newest amenity, the Go Ape course. Let's take a tour.
My name is Grace Yick. I'm the facility manager here at Meadowside Nature Center. We're one of 4 nature centers in Montgomery County parks. We have trails, exhibits, and programs for all ages here. Come on in, let's take a look. We're here in the lobby of the Nature Center where we have several exhibits for you to enjoy. Here we are in our interactive Pioneer Cabin exhibit. It's a great place for children to play house and learn about what life was like as a pioneer child. Here we have our rope bed, which they can climb in and out of. A great place to play dress up in pioneer clothes. And then when they're done playing dress up, they can wash their clothes with a washboard. There's also many kitchen items in here so they can cook dinner for their parents. We have several pioneer toys and musical instruments for them to enjoy as well. Here's our Native American exhibit. And here I am in our dugout canoe. This is a great place to learn about the Eastern Woodland Indians. The kids can climb in and out of the canoe and they can play in our longhouse. This is our reading nook. We have field guides and children's books and nature magazines. It's a great spot to spend a few minutes of quiet time. You can't check the books out, but you come visit us anytime and take a look. This is our Legacy of the Land exhibit. It's our most popular exhibit room. Let me show you why kids love it so much. We have representations of different Maryland habitats as well as a lot of wildlife. This exhibit was built in the 1970s, and it hasn't changed a whole lot since then. We have parents bringing their kids here who used to come as kids themselves, so many generations have enjoyed this space. Do you see a little turtle down here? Yeah. Looks like he's trying to hide on the rock. We have several things going on in here, including our stream and waterfall, and our pond, and our most popular, the cave.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, I mean, ready.
So down this hall we have our Curiosity Corner room and classroom. And right here is a great interactive space where we have books and puzzles and live animals for children to look at. So this is our bees, butterflies, and hummingbird garden, which is one of our outdoor classroom spaces to learn in. Other things that we offer here at Meadowside include summer camps, Girl Scout and Boy Scout programs, homeschool programs, and birthday parties. Here we are at the Raptor Walkway, where you can come and visit many of Maryland's native raptors. We have a bald eagle, a turkey vulture, a barred owl, and a red-shouldered hawk. They're really fun to come watch. You can even visit us during raptor feeding times on Saturdays. All of our birds have been rescued here and have permanent injuries, and that's why they no longer can survive on their own. Orion has an interesting story. He came to us from Alaska, and he was trying to steal fish off of a boat and actually flew into a cable and injured his wing and can no longer fly. So that's why he lives here at the Nature Center now. Thank you so much for visiting us here at Meadowside Nature Center. We're open Tuesdays through Saturdays from 9 to 5. There is no admission fee to come visit us. If you're interested in signing up for a program, you can visit us at parkpass.org or give us a call. So this is only one of the many spots that you can enjoy at Rock Creek Regional Park. The newest addition is the Go Ape course. Go check it out.
Go Ape is a unique treetop adventure. We're set up in the trees here at Rock Creek Regional Park. For what it means for a visitor is we're going to put you in a harness.
Each foot goes into these little loops here, left to left, right to right. Now I'm getting everyone adjusted in their harnesses. We show them the proper way to put them on. We adjust all the straps for them so they're nice and secure.
Give you about 30 to 45 minutes of trained instruction
Once you're attached and clipped in, you can go ahead and start climbing.
on how to use the harness and how to use the harness while up on the trees. After that instruction, you're going to work yourself higher and higher up into the trees. For really a spectacular time up in the treetops, 40 to 50 feet above the ground.
My favorite part of Go Ape was the fact that we're doing all this while we're really high up.
It takes about 2 to 3 hours to go through the course. You'll go through a series of obstacles, 2 Tarzan swings.
My favorite part about Go Ape was the Tarzan swing.
Favorite part was probably like overcoming like the obstacles, even though they're scary.
And zip lines, we've got 5 zip lines on the course.
My favorite part was the zip lines at the end of each little obstacle.
We've got our zip line landing areas, landing into the wood chip. Gives you a great laugh.
I was afraid of heights, now I'm not, sort of.
And it's just a great day out with your family, your friends, whoever it might be. Laughing, having a good time out in the trees and being in the outdoors.
This is the first one in the US.
Yay!
We hope to be able to partner with other park systems and bring the benefits, of Go Ape in an area to other parks.
For the most part, it's an activity for everyone. We don't design the course for your Lance Armstrong extreme adventurers. They're really designed for everyone.
No, you're not.
We've had corporate groups, we've had teens, we've had families, we've had, from 10 and upward. Our oldest client that we've had on has been 90. So, you know, really it covers the whole spectrum.
How many zip lines do you have?
We've got 5 big ones.
Oh, wonderful.
I think the biggest thing is it just provides a forum for people to come together with a group, whether it's their family or their friends, and do something different.
Woohoo! When you get over there, you're going to need to wait for your supervising adult. You can't go any further than that next platform, okay?
We patrol on the ground all the time. You know, we're communicating with each other about people who are struggling, people who are having fun, you know, people who are over-enthusiastic, under-enthusiastic.
Yeah, that's it. And use 2 hands. Good lad. Look at that.
And we can keep it a safe, enjoyable, fun experience and give something back to the park systems.
For more information, 1-888-520-7322.
We also checked out their website at goape.com.
And we'd love to get you out in the trees.
Wow, that was wild, but I have to admit, I'm also partial to the tamer part of parks. Our public gardens, Brookside Gardens in Wheaton Regional Park, is the largest. Here's Leslie McDermott to tell us more.
Brookside Gardens opened to the public in 1969, and it encompasses 54 acres. 34 of those are formal gardens, landscape gardens. We also have an azalea garden, aquatic gardens, children's garden, a rose garden, and 2 conservatories with changing seasonal displays. Brookside Gardens is located in Wheaton, Maryland, close to the Glenmont Metro Station. At Brookside Gardens, we welcome more than 400,000 visitors each year. Many of our visitors come to enjoy strolling through the gardens or exercising in a safe and beautiful environment, or finding inspiration for their own gardens in the horticultural displays. While other visitors take the opportunity to enrich their lives through the educational programs that we offer, such as the workshops, lectures, demonstrations, and tours. We also offer many special events, such as our Earth Day Festival or the Wings of Fancy Live Butterfly exhibit, which runs from May through September each year, the summer concerts, our annual Children's Day, and the Garden of Lights, a walk-through holiday light display which starts right after Thanksgiving. Montgomery County residents are very lucky to have a place like Brookside Gardens, an open space where they can congregate. And as a county park, Brookside Gardens is in a unique position to be a role model and to share what we know and do best with the community. Our hope is that residents will take what they learn and adopt similar sustainable practices in their own gardens and homes. In fact, Brookside Gardens was a 2010 recipient of the Excellence in Recycling Award from the Montgomery County Division of Solid Waste. Another designation we hold is that our rain garden was recently selected to be one of 50 sites nationwide to participate in the Sustainable Sites Initiative pilot project. Brookside Gardens is a very popular place for weddings, corporate retreats, business meetings, community functions, memorial services, and other special events. The gardens have a number of lovely rooms, garden rooms to rent, and we also have a visitor center that hosts a reception hall that can seat up to 125 for a seated reception or 175 for a business meeting. The cost runs from an hour-long ceremony that might begin around $700 to a 7-hour reception in the visitor center that will average around $3,200. Call our rental facility coordinators for availability and scheduling of your next event. Take time out of your busy, stressful life and come to Brookside Gardens to enjoy one of our many trails to walk on, or take in a class, a tour, a painting class, the flower gardens themselves. This is a wonderful opportunity that all Montgomery County residents should take advantage of.
As Leslie mentioned, Brookside Gardens has many trails. One is a Heart Smart Trail. We have 2 more Heart Smart Trails in the park system at Martin Luther King Jr. Regional Park and South Germantown Recreational Park. Montgomery Parks also offers natural surface trails, crushed stone, boardwalks, more than 200 miles altogether. The 11-mile Capitol Crescent in Bethesda is one you should definitely check out. With more than 1.5 million visitors each year, it is cited as the most popular trail in Maryland. The trail follows the old B&O Railroad train tracks from Georgetown in Washington, D.C. to Silver Spring, Maryland. It weaves through pristine woodland as well as urban centers. Flat, paved walkways are perfect for strollers and bikes. Rugged, natural surfaces keep our hikers happy. As you can see, local history is easily accessible. We have dozens of historic and cultural sites within Montgomery Parks. One of our newest acquisitions is the Josiah Henson site.
All right, here we are at one of the busiest roads in North Bethesda in Montgomery County. We're off of Old Georgetown Road, and sitting right off of this busy highway is one of the county's oldest and most important historic sites, the Josiah Henson site. Hi, I'm Cheryl Spicer, with Museum Manager with Montgomery Parks. Let's take a look at the Josiah Henson site. And who is Josiah Henson? Josiah Henson was an enslaved laborer who was owned by Isaac Riley, the plantation owner for this property. And at the time, this was Rockville, Maryland. On the plantation, we're talking about over 260 acres. What we have remaining today is about 1.5 acres that Montgomery Parks has acquired between 2006 and 2009. Josiah Henson is a very important historical figure as he grows up on Riley's plantation as overseer. During the time that he's enslaved, he also attains Christianity, becomes a Christian, and becomes a Methodist minister. And through his travels while enslaved by Riley, he travels through Ohio and Kentucky as an itinerant minister. Now in 1830, Josiah Henson escapes to freedom. He escapes to and establishes Dawn Settlement in Ontario, Canada. In 1849, the Reverend Josiah Henson pens his memoirs. He writes his narratives, the story of his life, and Harriet Beecher Stowe reads this narrative shortly thereafter, and it is inspiration for her landmark fictional novel, Uncle Tom's Cabin. President Lincoln at the time, after meeting Harriet Beecher Stowe, comments that, so you're the little lady that started this great big war. What we have in this property here, the Josiah Henson site in Montgomery County, is a tremendous opportunity to tell this extraordinary story of such a phenomenal man and his history. Behind me to my left, we have the 1850s log structure that was a log kitchen attached to the house later on in the time period. What we have here is the original home of Isaac Riley, originally built 1800 to 1815, but what you see now is a 1936 renovation that was done on the property. We have an ongoing archaeological dig that's being taken place by our parks staff and volunteers. What they're doing is searching for remnants and reminders of some of the outbuildings and support structures that would have been on the plantation. We have about 1.5 acres that we're going to be interpreting on the historic Josiah Henson site, and they'll be continuing the digs through much of next year. Now we're inside the log structure. Plans for the site include, within this space, is taking it back to what it would have originally looked like in 1850, perhaps restoring the dirt floor, adding the loft that would have been in this structure. The site will also include a museum that will have state-of-the-art exhibits. Here at the Josiah Henson site, we're going to focus on the experience of the enslaved in Montgomery County. When you then travel to the Underground Railroad Experience Trail hikes at Woodlawn Manor Cultural Park, you will then venture with those enslaved who are attempting escape, and we'll explore fugitives who are leaving Montgomery County going towards freedom. From there, we have the Oakley Cabin African American Museum and Park in Brookville that looks at life once folks are free, looking at emancipation and what that life means for those who are newly freed, the new freedmen, the rise of their communities, church, schools, that sort of thing. To visit any of our historic sites in Montgomery Parks, we're open seasonally, April through the first Saturday of November, and we close out in celebrating Maryland's Emancipation Day that first weekend in November. To find out more information about when to visit the sites, when to take a hike, and when our special events take place, please visit us online at historyintheparks.org.
Another favorite place for a family outing is the ice. We have 2 ice skating rinks in Montgomery Parks, Cabin John Ice Rink and the Wheaton Ice Arena. These ice rinks are busy, 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 even in the summer. Public skate sessions as well as group and private lessons cater to both the novice and the professional. Clubs also lease the ice, including the Potomac Speed Skating Club, hockey leagues, and synchronized skating teams. Be sure to check the calendar for special events such as Customer Appreciation Days, Teen Skates, and Sweetheart Skates. Each December, the Holiday Skating Spectacular highlights local and national skating stars. Parents, the rinks also make great birthday party locations, complete with a party room, skate rental, and ice time. In fact, Montgomery Parks has many options for parties and get-togethers. What about holding your event at one of our nature centers or at the miniature trains and historic carousel? You can also rent a park activity building such as this one at Meadowbrook and Chevy Chase. It comes with a kitchen, tables and chairs, a playground, athletic fields, and basketball courts. Prices are more than reasonable. We're talking about $150 for 4 hours on a Saturday afternoon. If you're looking to host a larger affair, consider a full-service event center. These are perfect for weddings, parties, business meetings, and retreats. Presenting Brookside Gardens in Wheaton, Woodlawn Manor in Sandy Spring, Little Seneca Lodge in Boyd's, Rockwood Manor in Potomac, and the Agricultural History Farm Park in Durwood. Through the permit office, you can also reserve fields for soccer, baseball, or softball. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Since all the information is available online, or if you prefer to talk to a representative, just come on into our permitting office. Another important contact for you is our park police. They protect the park system and residents on foot, in squad cars, and on horseback 24/7. A team of dedicated volunteers support their efforts. Together, they provide safety information to both park users as well as motorists. You'll also see them at community events both locally and in the DC metro area. So there's Montgomery Parks in a nutshell. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to call us or zap us an email. Our website is full of great information, not only a calendar of events, but trail maps, historical information, gardening tips, and even a store where you can buy park items. Here's some important numbers. So we're going to take a little break, but when we come back, we'll meet some of the people who make all this happen. Don't go away.
Hey, Speedy, are gas prices getting to you? Drive the posted speed and improve mileage by 15% or more. It's like saving over 50 cents a gallon. Better mileage also means less emissions and smog. Now that's a green idea.
We're here at the Southern Region headquarters for the Department of Parks, and I am joined by Steve Chanley, Southern Region Regional Operations Manager.
That's correct. Thank you.
What types of parks are you guys responsible for? Which parks are you responsible for?
Well, the Southern Region is comprised of over 200 parks. We have a mixture of regional parks, urban parks, local playgrounds, neighborhood playgrounds. One of the biggest areas we have is here at Cabin John. The Southern Region basically runs from the city of Rockville all the way down to the Prince George's County line.
And how many park managers are responsible for the Southern Region parks?
We have approximately 20 park managers. And again, with parks, we have probably just over 200 parks in our region. And we have about a total of 164 employees, full-time employees that take care of the parks.
What types of things are you all responsible for? What types of things do the park managers do?
Well, one of the main things I think that the public sees our park staff do is mowing. We do ball field preparation, we do picnic shelter preparation, we have playground inspectors. Whatever you see in the park maintenance-wise is something that we do.
What are some of the challenges, the biggest challenges for you guys?
Well, there's probably two big challenges that we have in the southern region. And one is because a lot of our parks are in the downtown area where we have problems with the traffic. The traffic is really a major obstacle for our staff to get to their sites in a timely manner. Not only that, but just the sheer volume of people that participate on our parks. It's great that people are in the parks and they're using them, and that's exactly what we want, but it also comes at a cost. With this recent cuts of budget, we have lost our seasonal staff. Because of that loss of staff, it's going to take us a little bit longer to do certain things, and some of the things that we used to do we're not going to be able to do, which is going to have an impact on us in order to adequately prepare our fields, to cut our grass, to trim around buildings and playgrounds and things like that.
So looking ahead, Steve, what's coming to down county area parks?
Well, as we're just leaving the newest dog park in the area, this has been one of the most successful dog parks here, and a very successful attraction here at the park. Another project we have is the upcoming renovation of the Wheaton Regional Park Playground. That has been a project a long time in coming and is finally going to get underway this fall. So we definitely look forward to that.
Steve, that is great news. I promised a visit to the Northern Region, folks. So thank you very much for joining me today on the
Well, thank you for having me.
I am here at Black Hill Regional Park with the beautiful Little Seneca Lake behind us with Mike Horrigan, who's the Northern Region Division Chief. Mike, thank you for joining me.
My pleasure.
Now, I met up with Steve Chanley up over in the Southern Region, and he talked a little bit about the number of parks that is in their management area. Can you tell me a little bit about the parks that you guys are responsible for in the north?
Sure. We have about 115 active parks that we maintain. We have more park area than that, but the actively maintained area is about 115, ranging in size from an acre to 3,800 acres, which is Little Bennett Regional Park.
Right, which is the biggest in the system, right?
Yes.
Right, so Steve talked about how they had more numbers of parks, but you guys are managing more acreage of the parks.
That's true, and we're spread out. We run all the way from the Potomac River to the Prince George's County line, and from Rockville north to Frederick County, so it's a very large geographical area.
And how many park managers are responsible for the Northern Region parks?
We're broken into 5 major management areas, and then South Germantown stands alone as a recreational park. So in essence, it's 6 operations throughout the upper part of the county.
What are some of the unique challenges to the Northern Region? Steve talked about the pocket parks in the down county area, but up county, what are some of the challenges you guys face?
I guess one of the biggest challenges is just the distance. We're so spread out, and our travel time is pretty extensive going from facility to facility. So that's one of the big challenges that we have. We also have fewer resources now than we had before. We were down, we lost all of our seasonal employees and a number of career employees, so we're doing as much with less.
What's new? What's coming in the northern area?
A couple of things. We've got, Woodstock Equestrian Park is coming online. There'll be some development out there. Big thing is Germantown Town Center Urban Park, which is going to be one of our, you were talking about the pocket parks, that's going to be one of our first ventures into that size urban park. It's going to be pretty impressive. And we're also, this winter we'll be dredging Lake Needwood. Kelly, over the years at Lake Needwood, a lot of silt has entered into the lake because of the amount of development that's occurred upstream from the lake itself. So we'll be working throughout the winter to dredge the lake and pull out that silt to increase the capacity of the facility. Yeah, I suspect when they're doing the dredging, they're going to find more than just silt probably in the bottom of the lake, I would have to guess. But I've got to figure there's probably old tires down there. Oh heck, I wouldn't be surprised if they found shopping carts and things like that. But during that time, the park will still be open for use and the trails will be available. And frankly, the operation will be done by next spring in time for the boating season.
Well, that's great news.
Yeah.
And it'll be a better experience for the user.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much, Mike, for joining me today.
You're welcome.
So that's all for today's show. I hope you learned something new about your park system here in Montgomery County. Thank you for watching. We'll see you right here next time on The Park Show. Bye-bye.